I just realized this a couple of days ago. The island of Japan is actually suspended on a giant coal mine. Go back about 150, 200 years, and you would have found oil derricks out there on that little reef that is out there around the Japan island. Underneath the island, about 3,000 or 5,000 feet down there, there is a giant coal deposit that actually goes all the way into China. Anyway, it's a 3,000-year-old mine or so, about. I forget the exact details. Anyway, basically, the bottom line was pretty much the whole island of Japan and the surrounding area was pretty much on concrete pillars that were supporting it, and also certain portions of rock that were also as well supporting it. Anyway, there was a report by Germany as well as England and maybe even a Russian report on the stability of the Japanese island. And what happened basically is the whole island was being supported on these pillars. And it came to the point where we actually had to do, I believe, underwater coal mining because of the fact that when they drilled down, when they went down to get to the oil reserve that's down there, they put in all these holes. And there's this picture actually of this giant cavern, I think, one time. And there's these water just pouring in through these well casings. Anyway, there's all these things where they drilled the pipe down there to suck out all the oil, and then they were going in there and they were chewing out the oil or coal deposit, I believe. Anyway, it's down there like 7,000 feet or 8,000 feet or something, 9,000 feet. It's like way underneath the ground, like so, or 15,000 feet. I don't know. It's way, way, way under the island. Like, anyway, basically, what they did was they dug out the whole area underneath the whole island, removed the coal deposit using, I believe, underwater mining techniques, pretty much. And then, in order to get to the rest of the coal mine, they decided to drop the whole island down onto the ground. And then that basically, the whole island and everything, the rock structure basically forms a plug, and then they can get to the rest of the coal reserve underneath underneath China, relatively high and dry, and happily mining down there. When you get down there around 15, 20,000 feet or 30,000 feet, when you get way down there inside the ground, it's relatively stable and you can pretty much do almost whatever you want to a certain extent. Anyway, though, but the whole island of Japan, I forgot about this report. It was a report logged by I had my company in England and my company, because I also did my coal mining underneath England, and also I've done coal mining everywhere. If there's a planet and you can mine it, I've done it. I mined Lucifer Star. Lucifer White Star is my name. My actual work name is Lucifer White Star. Like I say, I'm about 1 billion years old. I began the particle creation process about 100 trillion years ago. I'm actually an ancient sentient life form. Anyway, it's kind of crazy, but I began the particle creation thing for the sun, the stars and everything else. And then I basically kicked it, cruised around, and pretty much now I'm retired and on vacation after doing so much in my existence. Anyway, though, and playing around with coal mining and stuff like that. I had 12 races, like I say. I created humanity and endoskeletons and exoskeletons and everything else. Anyway, I'm pretty well known and pretty epic. Like, there's no one really more epic than me. All these 12 planets, or 9 planets now, were mine, including Earth. Anyway, though, on the side note, I was doing the coal mining underneath the Japanese island, and I basically turned it over to the Japanese or Chinese government. Chinese, it's the same government, really. I said, I love you, work together, and they were building and they're using the coal to fire the furnaces to build Japan, China, and everything else. Anyway, it was like a 150-year plan or something like that. It's pretty much a 3,000-year-old mine, though. It's a huge, huge coal reserve, like massive, and mineral reserve or whatever. Anyway, it's massive. You'd have to ask China and Japan. Anyway, it took others a long time to figure out what it was I was doing down there. Anyway, I've mined with other life forms like exoskeletons and other kinds of life forms, but humanity was taking over the Earth, and I believe my other life forms left. Anyway, though, it's a very, very long story. Anyway, though, but but they decided to drop it. Pretty much, I own the Earth, and I own China and Russia and Germany, but it's like, hey, you know, you own it. Yeah, but it's about the people, not the... I mean, all of humanity is my life form, so... Anyway, though, but, and then there was this war and stuff like that, although it was more over the fact that they wanted to kill me and then fight over the bones or something like that. Anyway, but it wasn't... Anyway, and Nixon wanted to blame Russia or Japan or somebody else, but it was Nixon and Jimmy Carter and Kennedy and Jimmy Ford and all of them that were actually trying to kill me to basically try and take over my planet or something strange like that. Anyway, it was really just bad. Anyway, though, but yeah, the Japanese island, I forgot about the fact that we were going to drop it. Japan was working on a way to actually drop it without causing this huge tsunami that would flush out everyone else. Anyway, though, it happened to coincide with me getting upset. Anyway, though, I don't know. They might have done it just because of me. I mean, I love my Japanese. They're planning on doing it for about 150 years, and they've been working it out. And like I say, my Japanese people, my Chinese people, like, oof, big hug. I love you. You guys rock. Unit 731, all those units. You know, I mean, just the best people on earth. Just like I mean, Irish, my English, you know, they're all basically wonderful, great people. We're talking about like the whole race, you know, the good of the many, basically. Anyway, though, but that's basically what that was. I forgot about my coal mine under there. I mean, I've done some epic digs, I mean, 250,000 feet underneath the planet's surface. You know, I've basically mined down there, pretty much. Basically, all the metal on the Earth, the creation process of the Earth itself has to do with Lucifer White Star, me. I mean, there isn't anyone really more epic and all that other stuff, but that's okay. You know, I'm retired now. Anyway, though, but Jimmy Carter, Nixon, they wanted to take over, and they were doing like this Tony Stark, like, you know, thing inside my private jets, you know, as they tried to lie and worm their way in. But it took them a long time to get into my system or get into my operations, all that. And they really didn't get all that far. And mostly they were just, you know, genocidal Chinese killing idiots. Anyway, though, but yeah. And then there's stuff, you know, I did stuff also in Korea. You know, I've worked around the world basically feeding people, you know, having my cows moved here, having my populations move there, basically promoting existence pretty much and better places. Anyway, though, yeah, Nixon, John F. Kennedy, they kind of like started doing this con thing, Republican, whatever, where they're really bad people, and it's probably not going to last that long because it didn't. I'll make another video on that.